Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't forget, I'm going to do Throwback Thursday. Get a couple pictures you don't want to miss of your host and a couple small stories to go with it. So that's coming up to close the show. Now, to reach this show, 706-889-9700 and chief@fetchernews.com. And also at Fetcher News, at FYNTV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Now, I'm going to get an opportunity. I think it's August 7th. I'll get the details tomorrow. It's already the 2nd. August 7th, I'm going to get an opportunity to speak to a group, maybe 25, 30, maybe more, on fake news. It's called the President's Club, and it's down in Woodstock, and I'm going to have about 30 people, and I'm going to get an opportunity to talk about fake news. And the media they're not going to catch on, folks. They are not going to catch on. Don't look for them to catch on. And in fact, they do catch on to what they think the direction is going. Okay? So they actually believe in their stuff that they put out. But they wonder why Jim Acosta is upset and why, they think that there's an attack on the media. And let me just show you something, okay? Now, MSNBC, I put up with in the mornings for a reason, is so I could see the direction the enemy's going. So I watched Morning Joe for 12 minutes. And I tell you what, Joe and Minka, I was so angry this morning. And I try not to come in here and be angry from the beginning. I was actually in a good mood. I mean, I got up in a great mood, still in a great mood. Amanda's still waiting to figure out how to notice that, as long as she's worked here. But still yet, I'm in a great mood. But Joe and Mika come on, and I'm thinking, you know what? The first thing that we show the picture, just for the first thing that they should have said, without even going on, they could have called Trump every no good name in the book, is NK remains. One, put that up. These are, and I didn't tell you I was going to do this, so thank you, Amanda. But these are the supposedly 55 returning home, the remains of 55 of our men that were lost in North Korea. Was it 60 years ago, whatever, 58 years ago, 53 years ago, whatever it may be, returning home from North Korea. The forensics will take some a month or two, some a couple years to identify, but we're one of the few countries in the world that are determined to bring our men and women home and to identify them. So we'll go through everything we can as this government, and Vice President Pence was there in Hawaii this morning. So MSNBC did not open with that. Joe and Minka opened with crying over Donald Trump's tweet of shutting down, that Jeff Sessions should. They cried over that tweet of Jeff Sessions should shut down the Robert Mueller witch hunt. They just started, I said, oh my God, I can't believe that. Now, at 6 a.m., they started that. But at 5, I said, they got this Morning Joe First Edition. So I put it on Morning Joe First Edition. I'm making some coffee. This is at 5 a.m., right? MSNBC. They're talking about the Paul Manafort case. Now, put up Paul Manafort, his jail picture. This guy's in jail, okay? Public enemy number one. Public enemy number one. He's in prison. All right, solitary confinement in prison. Revoked his bond. You would think he was a member of the MS-13. Now, MS-13, Trump gets in trouble for saying they are animals, but those animals, right, MS-13, Democrats are upset because they're people too. Why, they're people. They're somebody's son or daughter. We just shouldn't do that, okay? But MS-13, that stuff can just, come on, we got to report that a different way. But this is public enemy number one, okay? Now, this guy is not going to turn anything over to Mueller. He's going to play Mueller right to the end. He don't care if he gets convicted. He's going to the wire with Mueller. But this morning, MSNBC wanted to show me, you the viewer, these two jackets. Now, look at jacket one. All right? Put that up there, Amanda. These are Paul Manafort's, okay? And this is the kind of thing they're doing in court, okay? And the one on the one side is a $15,000 ostrich jacket. Now, the top of that, I don't know if you can see it at home, it says evidence in the Manafort trial. This is evidence. See, they trotted in his wardrobe. They trotted in his contractors that he spent money with, okay? Now, the other one is a python jacket, $18,500. And you can see that great MSNBC logo there in the bottom. But they had to tell me that this morning, okay? This is evidence in the Manafort trial. Now, put up jacket 2, evidence in the Manafort trial, okay? Paul Manafort. Now, they went through his wardrobe, and they have pulled all these jackets and took pictures and put in here, and this is evidence in the Manafort trial. Now, put up the one that says judge, okay? So yesterday, Judge Ellis, when you get to that, I think I just got it labeled judge. These are all from MSNBC, and they can't figure out, okay, why you and I are so tired of them, okay? Judge Ellis takes issue with the term oligarchy. So they're in there, the government's attorneys are in there, yours that you pay for, you're paying Mueller, their prosecution's in there, and they're talking about oligarchs, him doing business with all, and the judge says, no, that implies, that's an implication, that implies, no, I don't want you to use the word oligarch. So, implies Manafort is consorting with criminals, and there will be no evidence presented to the court about them. So the judge shuts that down. And then the same judge shuts down this evidence that MSNBC put up, shut it down, these jackets, and he says, I don't think we convict Americans because of how they throw their money around. That's their own business. But this is what MSNBC thought was news this morning. And they can't figure out why they got a problem. Now let's go to Trump 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start with 1, okay? So they've also done this. I pulled this up. I was like, oh my God. And you can't figure out why Jim Acosta over on CNN, all of you people, so let's start with Trump 1. Let me know when you get that up there. Okay. Trump's false and misleading claims. Now, this is what I'm watching. You see the MSNBC? Trump's false and misleading claims. In July of 2018, he made 532 false and misleading claims. Okay, in June, okay? In July, he made 446. He's averaging 16 a day. But now look, July 5th, 2018, 79. Wow, averaging 16 a day. Now, let's go to Trump number 2. All right? You got Trump 2 up. I can't see across the room. When you get Trump 2 up, there you go. Trump's false and misleading claims. First year, 2,140. Second year, so far, he's up. Now, just think about it. In just his first year, he was 2,140. He's going to outpace himself in Trump's false and misleading claims. Second year, so far, 2,089. Now, let's go to Trump number 3. Tell me when you got 3 up, okay? Trump number 3. Trump's false and misleading claims again. Days in office. They've got it broke down. Days in office, 558. False and misleading claims, 4,229. Rate per day. He's averaging 7.6 a day. A day. 7.6 false claims. Let me tell you what he's not done in 558 days. 558 days, what he has done, he has cut regulations. He has repatriated billions of dollars. He has made it to where I think Apple had their best quarter, okay? Unemployment's at its lowest, all right? Tax cuts, you name it. Taking care of American interest first. NATO spending is up. The bank account is up at NATO. He has 55 while you're doing this BS, okay, and talking about ostrich coats, all right, on a guy that has no Russian collusion whatsoever, okay, or nothing tied to Russia, all right, he's got 55 of the remains coming from North Korea. Things are happening. The tariffs, folks, I told you yesterday, where is Willie Nelson? Where is Farm Aid? When that starts, I'll think about it, okay? When John Cougar Mellencamp sings Jack and Diane out there in the cornfield with Willie Nelson in the background, then I will think about it. Right now, I believe the tariffs and the farmers know that what has actually taken a hit in agriculture in the past so many years in export and pricing, they know that the end of what Trump is doing will work. China sends us 5 times of what we send them. So they can put 25% on what we send, but trust me, they send 5 times. They have every reason to think about what they're doing before they do it, okay? Period. All right? So all the above is, there's no negative with where Trump's going. But they have him 7.6 times a day with a false or misleading claim, right? Folks, it's working. Farmers know that the disaster of the family farm has been through massive dysfunctional Democrat tax plans that has destroyed farming in this country and has turned it into what it is today. And the farmers know that the evil tax plan that the Democrats have put on their family farms is why they were not able to keep them in the family for years. Trump wants to get rid or back down the capital gains. They're going to call it a rich person's tax break. The capital gains folks will put billions of dollars of cash into the economy. Billions of dollars. When rich people can turn over that product or sell that product or sell something they've been wanting to get out from under, but they don't want to pay the capital gains, when they do that and the capital gains goes down, they will put that money into the economy and billions more will come into the economy, and they know that. They're trying to tag it as a rich person. Let me tell you what he's done in the 558 days. He put Neil Gorsuch on the bench, and he's putting Brett Kavanaugh on the bench of the Supreme Court of the United States. Okay? That's what he's done in 558 days. Let me tell you something else. I'll tell you what he doesn't have under his belt in 550 days. He doesn't have an ambassador dead, murdered in Libya. Stevens. All right? He doesn't have Terry. Forget Terry, the Border Patrol officer, Fast and Furious. You know, he doesn't have a Border Patrol officer dead. Okay? I forget Terry's first name. He doesn't have Susan Rice going on and lying to the American people. He hasn't dropped a pallet of billions of dollars in Iran at this time. Okay, the list goes on and on, all right? And this is what you have time for, and then you can't figure out why the American people don't trust you at all. That's that, all right? I could go on and on. Now, yesterday marked, let's put up Rush's picture, Rush Limbaugh. We'll go with that real quick. Yesterday, yesterday marked Rush Limbaugh's, I think I just marked it Rush if you're looking for the picture name. Yesterday marked Rush's 30th anniversary on the airwaves, okay? And, you know, I don't get an opportunity to listen like I used to, but I did at one time get an opportunity to listen daily. Rush has been on the air 30 years. I remember when he was in New York. I remember when he came from California. I actually remember when he came from California to New York, WABC in New York. I remember listening as a kid, what I call as a kid, to Rush. 30 years. Yesterday, the President of the United States called in the show to congratulate him for 30 years of being a conservative voice on the radio. And I will never forget being his first caller on Bill Clinton's 100th day in office. I'll never forget, and I know that because I got up this morning and I turned on ABC, CBS, NBC, and I'm going back and forth in the 3 channels we had at that time, and they were gushing. Maybe CNN was there. They were gushing, absolutely gushing about what an awesome 100 days. And they did a walk through the White House with Hillary and Bill, and what a beautiful 100 days of President Bill Clinton. He had already put in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He'd already upset in the military, Sam Nunn. I mean, you could already tell 100 days in this guy was a disaster. And I was able to be on the Rush Limbaugh show. And I'll never forget our next caller. I was in Ohio that day. Next caller coming to us from Ohio. Brian, you're on. Whatever. Boom. Hey, Rush, I'm up this morning and I'm listening to all the networks their glowing response of Bill Clinton's first 100 days. I'm so sick to my stomach of what I heard this morning on the media, on the news, and I'll never forget till the day I die what he said. Brian, what else did you expect this morning? I'll never forget that. So that's what I heard. So Rush on the air for 30 years. Now, it's time for a Throwback Thursday. Now, I've decided I told you I went home, and Mom and I went through the boxes of pictures, and I've got enough pictures to do probably 2 seasons of Throwback Thursday. Probably 152 would be 104, right? Episodes of Throwback Thursday. So anyhow, I got enough to go on and on and on. I picked out 2 pictures for a reason. One, many of you know, many of you that remember him calling in through the campaign with Pennsylvania, my brother Jerry. I grew up in New Jersey, and we had the opportunity to go to the Statue of Liberty. Let's put that picture up if we can. And now you can't see that as well as if I have it here. Amanda could see it. If you look close over my head and Jerry's head, we're at the Statue of Liberty. Thank you, Amanda. We're at the Statue of Liberty, and there you can see it now. Right behind us is the World Trade Center, the towers. The World Trade Center towers are right behind us. I forget how old we are. That's my brother Jerry, myself. We went to Statue of Liberty. That day, at that age, I went all the way up in the statue. Now, I felt bad on the day the whack job on the 4th of July scaled the statue and had to shut it down for all the families. There you go. That's families like that wanting to go to the Statue of Liberty. But on that day, we climbed. Now, the Statue of Liberty sits on a pedestal. The pedestal has regular wide steps going up. But then when you actually get into the statue itself, it's 100 degrees, if not more. It's not air conditioned, and it is a spiral, 1 person at a time staircase to the top. I'll never forget going to the Crown and looking out over New York. But that's my brother Jerry and myself. I forget how old we are there, and right behind us there is the World Trade Center in New York City, which that's where I grew up. So take that one down. Now, our second one, let me set this up. I have told you stories before, and I'm going to go in greater detail on another day on Throwback Thursday. But when I was, don't put the picture yet, when I was 8 years old, and if you know somebody out there that can help me restore pictures, I need that help, okay? Because that one there I'd like to clean up as a Statue of Liberty, at Statue of Liberty there with the World Trade Center behind it. But I've told you stories about maybe you don't believe them, okay? So I brought pictures. But we're going to stay with this one to close. When I was 8 years old, no picture yet, Amanda, until I say go. When I was 8 years old, I went to stay the entire summer with my grandfather, okay? Now, my grandfather got up at 4 a.m. But I had to get up with him because I wanted to go work with my grandfather every day. He had an apple house. He sold apples. He had produce. And I wanted to go every day with him. So I went and spent a whole summer with my grandparents, which I spent more time with them, but this particular summer, so I could work with my grandfather all summer long. And people ask me now, and I guess I'd say this, they say, what time do you get up? Well, some days I get up at 3:30, but for the most part I get up at 4 a.m. Why do you get up at 4 a.m.? Well, I don't always. I mean, Saturday mornings I sleep in, and if I didn't have the schedule I have here, you know, I might sleep later, but I just got used to it. I got used to it because when I used to work in New Jersey in construction, I'd have to go into New York. And many days I'd leave my house at 4 a.m. so I could beat the traffic to get into Brooklyn. I'm just telling you, all right? So I just got used to it. But where did it all start, that 4 a.m. and going, well, here you go. Put the picture up. All right, now I've got to get it fixed. You can see the silhouette at the bottom of the steps. And if you look close, you can see a little boy there, and I got to get that fixed because I guess it just, and there's the pilot. I'm 8 years old. Okay, there I am. I'm 8 years old. I'm getting ready to fly on that plane by myself. So mom and dad have taken me to the airport. I got a suit on. If you were looking close, I'm wearing a suit and tie, right, Amanda? I'm wearing a suit and tie. I got my little bag. There's the pilot of the plane, the stairs. And mom and dad take me, and I'm flying by myself. I go by myself to grandma and grandpa's so I can spend the summer with them. So I guess when people say sometimes, like, you know, I'm not fearless. Now, don't take that wrong. I'm not fearless. I don't want to put it that way. I don't want to be arrogant and sound like that. When people say, well, you'll try anything. Well, look. Mom and dad put me on a plane when I was 8 years old by myself. The pilot took me up there, put me in a seat, took me in the front, showed me everything. I got a seat. Next thing I know, I get out the other end. My grandparents, my aunt and uncle picked me up, taking my grandparents, and I'm getting up at 4 a.m. going to work. So that's me in my suit and tie, getting ready. I guess that Alex P. Keaton thing, right? Getting ready at 8 years old to get on that plane to go spend the summer with my grandfather by myself on the plane. So I don't know. There's my Throwback Thursday. I will have more. These stories connect, okay? Next week, I'm going to connect this story with another one, okay? I'm your host, BKP. It's now time for Instant Replay with Dave Garner, North Georgia's only internet sports show, getting ready for high school football. We're ready, and we're doing things every day preparing. We had some training yesterday for all of our sports shows. Join Team FYN Sports. Go to Facebook, Team FYN Sports, Twitter, Team FYN Sports, Instagram. Today, get ready for high school football with us. I'm your host, BKP. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. I might be at Sycamore Crossing. I might be at Circuit World. I will be somewhere with Ask the Doc, the All-Star Panel, Senior Living, North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton from Cameron Hall, and the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. But that happens tomorrow. Now it's time. Dave Garner, Instant Replay. Stay tuned after these messages.